Hello, everybody. It's Natalie here. Welcome to this week's episode of Let's Chat with Nat. So it's pretty exciting. We're up to episode 5, and here in Victoria, it's actually the first week of the school holidays. So I appreciate that. I've come in a little bit later than my usual time, but I was out and about with the kids this morning and we were having such a lovely time. I wanted to take advantage of that. So as I was saying, it's episode 5 of Let's Chat with Nat. And this week I wanted to have a chat with you all about feelings, so about positive feelings. So last week we had a chat about what are classified as negative feelings and how they are actually labelled as negative. So feelings such as anger, sadness, frustration, apathy, those sorts of things, they are typically labelled as negative. But really they are an opportunity. Hi Kelly, how are you? Thank you for joining me today. So they are actually an opportunity and not really negative. They're an opportunity for us to explore what it is that what's happening for us and what the feelings are actually telling us. So when we are experiencing those so-called negative feelings, they give us an idea of what's happening for us and whether or not we actually need to start making some changes in our life. So that brings us to today and our topic of positive feelings. So we all know what those positive feelings are. So they are things like feeling happy, joyful, content, feeling euphoria, feeling purposeful, and really having a good idea of where we're going with our lives and whether or not things are actually working for us. So we can get to those so-called positive feelings by really exploring any of the negative things that may be coming up for us. So as I said, those negative feelings are actually the heart's way of letting you know whether or not change needs to happen and what that change might need to be. So how you know whether or not you are feeling like you are in a good place in your life is by feeling feelings and experiences such as feeling quite content with what's going on at the moment and having that contentment being there for you on a regular basis. Happy, feeling like you have purpose in your life is also one of those positive feelings that we would be experiencing. Now, when we're looking at the negative and the positive feelings, it is always a good idea to remember that even though we may be feeling a little bit down or unhappy about a situation, it doesn't always mean that we might need to change what we're doing. So we can't feel, it's not possible to feel happy and excited and content all the time. But it is a goal to have those feelings happening for you fairly regularly. So if you find that even though everything is going really well and you are really happy with what's happening in your life, if you find that you may have a day or two where those negative feelings are popping in, so you might be feeling a little bit sad or angry or something's not going really well at work. If it's not a regular feeling that's happening, it still is an opportunity to look at what's going on. It might be a case of you're not feeling very well, or you may be having some differences with somebody that you're working with, as an example. And it could be an opportunity for you to look at how to build on and work through those types of relationships, or whether or not you are needing to look after your self-care. So if you're not feeling well, maybe taking a bit of a break, having the day off, that sort of thing. Now, moving forward, so when we are in that place where we're not happy with the work that we're doing, as an example, and we have really looked at and explored the feelings that are coming up for us around that, it is ideal to look at how you would like to feel. Okay, so you are in a job, you are finding that maybe once upon a time it did serve you and you were loving the work and you found it really purposeful, but suddenly, or well, not suddenly, over time you have found that it is just not where you want to be anymore. You are feeling really frustrated, you are feeling stuck, or you feel like you are not valued there. It is a good opportunity to look at, how do you want to feel? Okay, so before you go making any changes, it is a good idea to look at, how do I want to feel going forward in a job that I want to do? How do I want to feel in that job? So some of the feelings that you would like to put down for you, that you would like to feel in your job, is yes, you want to look forward to going to that job every day. You want to find that the role that you are doing is fulfilling for you. It is challenging you enough that you don't feel too overwhelmed, but you are actually growing and expanding and learning all the time with it. You don't want to feel like you are being swamped down. So you might want to pop down on your list, I want to feel challenged enough that I am feeling growth, feeling like I am growing and learning, but not enough that I feel overwhelmed and powerless. Another positive feeling that you might want to pop down for the type of work, the future role that you'd want to feel, is you want to feel valued, and you want to feel supported. You want to feel like your effort that you're putting in for the job is being appreciated and is generating what you want to get back from that job. You might want to feel like you are supported by not just your bosses, but your co-workers as well, and that you feel that you are able to move forward in the job. So if you are someone who is looking at being able to grow and expand and learn more, and therefore being able to move up in the job or move into different roles as you learn more, you might want to pop down that you want opportunities for growth within your job. So these are some of the things that you might want to pop down in how you want to feel going forward. You also want to you might want to pop down on your list that you want to feel like at the end of the day, you're going to come home from work and you still feel happy. Okay, a lot of the times when we are working in a job that really isn't for us now, or isn't any longer, it may have been at some stage, and you find that over time you become frustrated and you actually start to take that home with you, and it starts affecting your downtime or your family time. So you might like to pop down on that list of how you would like to feel in the future with future jobs, that you want to be able to go home and not have how you're feeling negatively affect your home life, which is really, really important as well. So if you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments section. I'd be more than happy to answer them. So as I said, so looking at if you are finding that you are wanting to, that you are finding that the role that you're in at the moment is not suiting you any longer, looking at how you want to feel in the future and whether or not you're going to actually get that from the job you are in. Okay, so it might be a case of maybe you need to look at upskilling and moving up within the job that you're doing, so moving into a different section that is a little bit more challenging for you. It might also be that you might need to look for something else, something that's a little bit more aligned with who you are. So in saying that, another area that is really important to look at is whether or not the role that you are in at the moment is actually aligned with who you are as a person. So as I said before, looking at how you want to feel in the future, but also looking at who you are, what you value and what you believe, what your beliefs are, and whether or not where you are working is actually in line with those ideas, values and beliefs. So having a look at those, so what are your values? So for me, as an example, when I'm looking at the sort of work I want to do, so such as the business that I am doing, but also my part-time work that I do, I look at what I value and what I hold dear for me. So my values for myself is I value family, I value freedom, I value connection, and I value empowerment. So when I take those 4 essential values for myself and I apply them to the types of work that I want to do, such as the business I'm doing, like working with you guys, and also any other work that I'd like to do, I look at whether or not that is going to align with who I am as a person. So being able to have the freedom to be creative and explore and learn and grow, and also to be able to have plenty of time and energy and motivation to give to my family as well outside my work, and being able to empower others as well as myself and have that connection to people. All these things are really important to me, and I find that when I tick all the boxes with those, not only in my home life but within my work life as well, I find that I'm a lot more content and happy within myself, and I feel a lot more purposeful and connected. So looking at our values is also is a good way of seeing whether or not the work you are doing or you would like to do is going to be best suited for you. So that's this week's topic for us today. So positive feelings. Thank you so much for watching, and I have loved bringing this to you. So that brings us to the end of Let's Chat with Nat, episode 5, and I will see you next week, Tuesday at 12 p.m. for episode 6. If you have any questions, please feel free to pop them in the comments section. Or if you would like, I'm more than happy for you to send me a personal message here on the page, and I would love to answer those for you. Until next week, this is Natalie, and thank you very much for joining me for Let's Chat with Nat. Have a great day. Bye. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Let's Chat with Nat. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like, share with all your friends, and subscribe to my channel. See you next week. Thank you.